Hello, everybody. Welcome to some more of that sweet Echoes of Eternity. We back at it. Christmas Sam is here.
It's not Christmas anymore. This isn't canon.
This is the canon?
Okay. Sorry, I can't get my fucking cam link to work with this program.
Give us your VR headset again. That works.
VR headset.
VR headset in the other PC.
You can't OBS virtual cam it?
It's too much work.
That's what I do. I use cam link in OBS and then virtual cam the OBS.
Never mind. Not too much work. Bike's got it figured out. What's the matter with you, Sam? Come on. So sad.
Just got a bigger brain than me, dude.
Well, it's built in OBS now. You can do it. I believe in you.
I wish we could regale everyone with our dream stories that we were talking about before we started. So many thoughts. But instead, we've got Star Wars to get to. Today is big because depending on your choices, we're just letting you know in advance. Depending on your choices, this is the type of episode that could either end the series today, or it could end the series 3 episodes from now, or 10 episodes from now. Depends on what choices you make. But you are things are happening where you have entered into the final stages of this campaign. But honestly, I don't know what's about to occur because it's all on y'all. So just a recap of where we've been since the holiday break that we took. Last time, you had boarded the First Dawn, which is the flagship. The First Light, which is the flagship of the Crimson Dawn. You had gotten on board. You had secured Dio's sister. You had managed to fight off a droid by throwing a thermal detonator at it and blowing its ass up. You discovered a bunch of scrolls that had information on it. You found another box that looked very similar to the box that Oda already has. And more importantly, at some point between all of this, PR3's master, who's hanging out with Dash Barand aboard your starship, your freighter, he has woken up. And the last conversation that was had was between Dio and the Cloud Striders, who are hiding out nearby watching you in their village. And they are just kind of chilling there. And Dio went to go talk to them. Turns out that they know Dash in some respect. And so in the morning, Dash is going to go talk with them. And that is where we have left off. That is the story so far. I will simply say that this episode, because of its nature, I will say the Star Wars text that appears before this episode is: the sun rises over the world of Savareen. A small craft approaches, bringing a new hope, new dangers, and potential calamity. And that is it. That is all the intro you have for this one.
Ooh.
I need you, if you'd be so kind, to roll for me your destiny. I have to clear that, apparently, because it didn't do it. Come on, what are you doing? Come on, you should have cleared. Come on. Come on, you should have cleared it. All right, I got it. It's clear.
Looking good for us.
He cleared it after we rolled. We get to roll again.
Yeah, roll again. I'll take the one Oda light side point. You can roll again.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo! Better second time.
Whoa! My goodness. Okay, well, I guess good news for y'all. I need to roll.
You know, Jesse, with that outcome, maybe 2 instead of 3.
Maybe 2. It's on you. It's on you. I need a call though. 2 or 3.
2.
All right. All right, my dude. 2 it is. Okay. While we do this, I'm going to go here and type this in like a mouse and do this and come down here All right. So, if you would be so kind, if all of you could roll for me a perception check. It's morning. The sun is slowly rising, and I just want to know if you're aware of what has transpired in the last hour. If you're awake or not. All right. Well, Dio and PR3 do not notice. Oda does not notice.
Oh, okay. He got it anyway.
Alago, you do notice. Okay. So
I'm slightly irritated that no one else has got up.
Yeah.
That's the stream.
Alago, your eyes open and you hear the noise of sublight engines revving down, and you can hear outside that the walkway of a ship is slowly descending. You're the only one who is woken up by this noise. Everyone else still appears to be pretty passed out from the night before. Maybe it's just the soldier's life, but you're up earlier than everyone else, and you hear this happen. What do you do?
Alaga's just gonna like grab his rifle and kind of like stroll out to address the sound.
Yeah, as you leave the tent area of this sort of Star Wars Go-Gurt or whatever we decide to call it, whatever this little tent area is, you discover that outside you see the ship that you traded for numerous times with Dash Barand, and he is coming down the walkway, and behind him, wheeling along, sort of whistling a little tune, is Gizmo. And Dash looks at you and gives you a wave, and looks up towards the ridge and sees that in the morning light, a group of the Cloud Striders are standing there staring at him.
Alaga will kind of gesture to the Cloud Striders that it's okay, and walk out to greet him.
Yeah. He holds out his hand and he says, "Hey there, the tough guy. So, seems like you did pretty well in there." And he points to the sort of smoldering, overnight, slowly on fire, smoldering ship in the distance.
Well, didn't quite go as planned, but we're alive. So I guess so.
I can see that. I'm sorry. I just saw your image on the screen for the first time.
I was holding it back.
I can't focus right. So, all right, I'm gonna have to close that forever.
It's hard to get a nice picture nowadays, you know.
I mean, here's the
When
thing. That's one of
JP's
your
on
best.
production.
It's one of your best photos. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So he looks at the smoldering wreckage and kind of laughs and says, "Oh, seems like you're good in a fight after all. Although, if you're hanging out with this crew, you probably have to be. Am I right?" And he does a lightsaber motion with his hand, kind of mimicking what he's seen Oda practice.
Alago smirks and is like, "All the Jedi powers in the world, and they can't bloody get up on time. Come on." And he leads him back to where they're staying.
He actually turns to you and says, "Actually, I've got a date with another lady." And he points up to the hillside. He says, "Apparently they want to talk to me."
You want an escort?
He smiles. He's like, "I don't need one, but you're welcome to come along."
It's better than watching everyone snore.
Yeah, he begins to sort of hoof it up the slope of sand to this group, and again, the one in the sort of tannish gray outfit with the big spiky horned helmet approaches and says, "Dashbarand, I see you have come back to our world." And he replies, "Hey, I couldn't stay away. So much to see, so much to do." And he kind of looks around and points at the desert and barely a town and then smoldering ship. And she says, "We have need of your services." And Dash smiles and he looks at you and he says, everyone does. Well, is this a private conversation or is this a... You know. And they look at him and they point towards a nearby speeder. And he turns back to you, Olago, and he says, I think this is probably a me and them thing. Maybe you want to stay here or go tell the others that I'm back.
Yeah, works for me. Kind of pinches the brow of his nose and kind of turns and walks back to the camp.
Yeah. You can see a very slow moving Gizmo attempting to get through the sand. Just like his little rotors spinning and sand flying everywhere as he's attempting to get into the Go-Gurt that everyone is staying inside of. And the group that had assembled up on the ridge starts to move with Dash back towards the speeders that are in the distance. And you can hear them laughing about something. But you can't tell if it's Dash making jokes or if it is something more insidious. It's all masked by like, like the robo mouth laugh of a mask wearer. But yeah, do you go back to the tents? Do you help out our dear friend Gizmo? What is your plan? Or do you go to the ship?
I'll check on Gizmo. How's he looking?
Yeah, I mean, Gizmo's just like, he's just like, and I don't know if you heard any of that, but hopefully you did. And he is like trying to squirm his way through the sand. It's very obvious he is not used to being on sandy worlds. He's no R2-D2, and so he can't get around or function very well. But he's attempting his hardest to get inside the tent area with all of your companions.
Alago will walk behind him and just kind of like holster his gun, and then he leans down and he just puts two hands on the back of the R2 unit and just starts pushing him through the sand. He says to himself, "You owe me."
And just sort of like his little handy bits on the top of his dome start to wave and move as you push him inside of the tent. And on the inside, a sleeping Dio, Oda, and shutdown PR3 are just calm and at peace, and everything seems to be A-okay. No worries at all.
Cool. I wake up. Can I wake up?
Yeah, you wake up to a very loud and as you open your eyes, you see a Gizmo upset that none of you are there to greet your sweet, sweet robo-child. It's almost like you just don't care. He's very upset. I don't know what
he's saying.
You do not. He's just...
He's figured out that we don't like him.
I just sit there.
His little robo arms sort of like go down at his sides like he's pouting.
Would there be any like cold calf in this place?
Not in this tent, but maybe at that cantina that you've been to before. Perhaps there.
Okay. Well, I was gonna let everybody know he's heading there and kind of slap the R3 unit on the head once and just kind of head to the cantina.
Yeah, and he swivels back and looks at you and gives you like a sort of an appreciative thanks for pushing me in here to these ungrateful people.
I'll wake Oda up.
Uh-oh, you're silenced, Oda, you're silenced.
Whoops. Oda hears the word calf, and as she's kind of been like lounging in bed with one eye open, sits up, rubs her eyes, and just like shuffles after Ulago.
Sure. Yeah, Dio, PR3, what do you do?
Reluctantly follow.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I'll forget to turn that off.
The group of you get up and immediately just walk out, leaving Gizmo in there. And he just turns and is like...
I I was about to interrupt you and say I was gonna help Gizmo if he wanted to go with us.
Yeah. He turns as you walk by. He's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And yeah, he just kind of like waves at you in order to help him get out because he's still stuck in the sand. And if you would like to, I assume you can take him with you.
Yeah, I'll take him with us.
Sure. The group of you find yourselves in the cantina. It's early morning, and the only one there is the bartender, who, as you know, is this droid who just is made to serve drinks. And you can smell the early morning calf that he has prepared. It's a universal scent. It's one of those things that even out here in the Outer Rim, it is something that you can't really screw up, really. And so,
Oh, you can screw it up.
well, not
Oda?
in Star Wars. Star
Okay.
Wars, nah.
Cup of
Nah.
coffee is perfect. Oda has
Yep.
her like Jedi robe hood up over, and she's got her calf like this, and she's just sitting at the bar, just.
The group of you begin to drink your delicious space coffee. PR3, what do you do while everyone sits down at the
Oh,
bar?
I'm not drinking.
What
I
are
don't
you
need no
doing, Dio? Yeah,
coffee.
PR3, Dio, what are you doing?
I want to know. Did I see Dash's ship?
Upon leaving the Go-Gurt, yes, you 100% would have seen it. It's right outside.
Yurt.
Okay.
It's a Go-Gurt. It's the Star Wars version.
Oh, right.
Do I
Sorry.
see PR3's master anywhere?
No, you do not see him at all.
I would immediately make a big fuss about going over to check on him.
Yeah, I think I would turn to PR3 and say, well, isn't your master supposed to be in there?
I was about to go over there myself and check on his status.
Yeah, you're not going alone.
Well, hurry up then.
I'll leave Gizmo next to these two who are drinking their calf. I'll walk behind him.
That's
Sure.
good. There will be a lot less flailing.
The two of you begin to head towards the ship, and inside you can hear that someone is clearly inside fiddling with something, but you don't exactly know who. What do you do as you approach?
I investigate.
Do you want PR3 to come with you?
Ooh. PR3, wait outside. Make sure no one comes in here.
Are you sure? Should I not check on my master?
I'll bring him out here.
Very well.
That's
But
if
do not dawdle.
That's if he's in here. We don't know if he's in here. I'll take out my my Vibwo sword and walk in.
Very nice. Yeah, you walk into the ship, and it is just as tacky and awful as you remember. The hallways are littered with lights that twinkle and sparkle in different colors. And at the end of one of the hallways, coming out of one of the refreshers, wiping his hair down, is an older looking man. And he has this thin frame. He looks very regal in his stance and posture. It is very obvious that he is of the Imperial Senate. And he turns to you and looks at you and he says, "I'm sorry, have we been introduced?" And he holds out his hand. Senator Valvestis.
I'll look at his hand and don't shake it. I'll put my sword away though.
Interesting.
Yeah, my friend was your navigator.
Your friend?
Yeah, I guess you can call him that.
You mean Dash?
Yes.
The man who saved me?
No.
I'm sorry, what do you mean? No.
You weren't saved by him.
That is what he told me. He saved me from an Imperial facility.
We saved you.
And who are we, exactly?
You're not looking for a droid.
What do you mean, a droid?
An Imperial droid? That you know nothing about?
I've owned quite a few Imperial droids in my day, my dear.
This one is going on and on about you like he's lost his father.
I've never known any droids to act that way. I certainly would not ever inquire and purchase such a droid.
Like very needy. Like a puppy that's whining constantly for, treats or something. Sure?
I would not tolerate such a disturbance in my presence. What type of droid do you say this is?
I forgot which one it was, Jesse.
He's an Imperial protocol droid.
I say that. He's an Imperial protocol droid.
And he says, I'm sorry. Do you know where you received him?
Yeah, he was in the same prison as us.
He sort of like takes a step back. Is he here with you?
Oh yeah. He's somewhere.
On this planet?
You seem worried now.
I am
Something we should know.
considerably worried. You didn't find any hidden
Well, you see, I tried to get
things?
into his chip and see if I could maybe slice it a bit and figure out why he can't say certain things. Couldn't do that, and then decided to give him a nice tune-up. And by find anything, what would you mean exactly?
I've gotten impatient at this point, and I busted into the room.
Yeah, PR3, you walk into the room. You walk up the ramp and into the room, and he stares at you, and his jaw drops, and in your chest, we hear a beep. And in some sort of language, a countdown timer begins. As of right now, Dio.
Oh, I got the message too.
As of right now, you have exactly 2 turns to disarm this bomb before it explodes.
With this guy's help?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, can I first say, don't you have a deactivator?
He looks at you. He's like, deactivation. He should have exploded already. He shouldn't be here.
I have the recording that plays.
Go for it.
So, speaker crackles from the PR3's chest, and you hear,
Senator Valvestis, as much as I appreciate a good assassination attempt, yours was not. I gladly return your droid to you as presented to me, irritating and full of explosives. Have the decency to expire this time.
Yeah, he drops the towel he was holding, and he just stands there completely awestruck. And a timer begins to tick down in the bomb on the chest.
I have a question. Could I send this ship into hyperdrive before it explodes? Before he explodes?
No, this is literally 2 turns. You would have to get, no matter what happens, you would have, so like, it would be like turn 1, I go to the cockpit. Turn 2, I turn on the ship. Turn 3, you all die. You could be like, it's literally 2 turns. You have two attempts at anything.
This is
Good luck.
a lot of pressure for just me to have, Jesse.
I mean, you could call for help. They can come help you with your final turn, but
isn't calling for help? I'm gonna turn on the comms.
It's an incidental, so it doesn't count as an action.
Dio.
What?
I do believe I may have a bomb in my chest.
I as he's saying this, as soon as the beep starts going off, I'm immediately turning on our communicators so that way the others can hear this, by the way.
Oh, good idea.
So whenever he says that and they would hear the beeping, I'd be like, okay, well, we got to disarm this.
Yeah, you hear, Oda, as you're sitting there drinking your calf, you suddenly hear a very panicked Dio as in the background, a strange regal voice is saying, "What are you doing? Do something! Oh God, I'm too young to die."
Oda's like, she's got her calf and she's getting up. She's like, She's taking the last sips as she can. She's got bedhead going on, and she's gonna run to it.
Okay. Yeah, what do you do, Lago? We lost him.
What do you do, Lago? Stare at us?
I know. It looks like he's just staring.
Yeah, we're getting judged so hard.
Yeah, you got judged. Well, whenever Sam comes back, we will get his action. But you
I'm assuming he would go towards the ship.
I don't know. I have no idea. I make
no
no
way
judgments.
We're getting halfway across this planet.
All right. So you see that they are running towards you. However, no matter what, it's going to take them one turn to get to you.
Hello?
Oh, hey.
Oh, my mic wasn't working. I wasn't not here.
You have what do you do? Oda is moving to go help.
I can't shoot it, which is like the one thing I'm good at. I don't know, man. I'll probably where's R3?
In the cantina with you, just standing there.
I'm gonna fucking carry him over there. I'm gonna grab him and haul ass.
Yeah. No. All right. So the both of you head. So right now, this is kind of like the vibe, right? Is right here. Both these two are here, and you two are here. And no matter what, it's going to take you a turn to get to them to do anything. So you have a chance by yourself, Oda, to shut it down right now and do whatever it takes to save this. Your friend, the droid, and I assume this senator? I don't know, but right now there's a ticking bomb going off, and it is up to you.
I think that we have some people in some of the chats that don't quite know the frame of reference for how powerful this bomb is.
It can blow up half the planet, chat.
Not half the planet. It will blow up the city.
It'll blow
like
up
this
the
is
city, chat.
So just to give you an example, inside of him is a Baradium 357 bomb. It is surrounded by. This is actually great. It's a good refresher, so you have an idea of what to expect. This is information you know. So, all right, it's a Baradium 357 bomb inside a coolant core. That if the coolant is cracked and exposed to air, it produces violent, irrational, psychotic impulses in anyone exposed to it. The bomb itself, Baradium, is powerful. It is what is in like Imperial warheads and stuff, but 357 is the most lethal, crazy version of it, and it's like a little tiny bit can blow up a city block. This is a bomb's worth. So this whole settlement and all the people in it, they will all blow up if you fail. You'll blow up. But because the way this game works, you can't just instantly kill people. So I will have you roll a heavy offset crit roll if you fail. So you might live, but you might also lose every limb. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. But thankfully, I've secured it so that Dash is on the other side over with the Cloud Striders hanging out. So they'll not get hit by the blast. And if something happens, they can come save you if you live through this. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, this episode could end the series today. We'll find out. So
high stakes.
We'll find out. Remember, also, I don't want to put this all on you, Dio, but your sister, you just saved her, and she is in a tent nearby. Good luck.
We've already determined I can't disarm it. We need an actual experience like Mechanic and Slicer.
It comes down to this. It all comes down to this.
Well, is Oda doing it? Is Oda doing?
They will be here in one. They once they get here, you will all have one turn to do something. You all
Jesse,
have a yeah.
You said the thing with the coolant, is it like, is the reason that she couldn't disarm it because she would get this maddening effect from the coolant if she opened it, or is it literally like if she touches it, it'll blow up?
No, it's like if you crack the coolant, like the core, if you crack it, then it the coolant inside will leak out and it will cause you to like go loopy.
Yeah, but that won't cause the bomb to go off. That will just like expose the bomb that you could try to defuse after that.
Yes, but also there's no indication that so the coolant is there to keep the bomb like secure and functioning.
Mhm.
You don't know what happens if you get rid of the coolant. It might like make the bomb like it might make it inert. You have no clue. But getting rid of the coolant means that someone's about to get exposed to violent, irrational, psychotic impulses.
Oh, that's
Look,
great.
Oda
I
thinks
can't
that
wait.
sounds fun.
Does it wear off?
So I don't know. I have no idea what the rules of this are. We'll have to roll for it. I didn't think this is where we get to. I was talking with Bike before we started, and I was like, how you want to do this? And this is where we're at. So I can't wait to see what happens. I'm thrilled. We had high stakes.
Mhm,
So I guess you can talk with everyone and figure out what your first turn should be, but you and PR3 and the Senator are the only people in this room right now. So each of you can do a thing that will count as turn 1.
Well,
And then
do
when the
I
other
think-
two arrive, plus Gizmo, all of you can do stuff that counts as turn 2.
And once the bomb is activated, like even shutting PR3 down won't change it, right?
No, the bomb is separate from PR3.
Okay.
So you can deactivate the bomb and not like kill PR3, for example.
Heck. I'm gonna start trying to disable the bomb.
Okay. What is your strategy here? How do you want to help? Like, do you want the Senator to help you? Do you want PR3 to do anything? Like, how do you want to do all this?
I'm gonna ask PR3. You gotta know how to disable this, right?
I don't understand, Senator. You cared about me, did you not?
No, PR3, focus. We can do this later. We can do family
There's
squabbles
a
later.
bomb in my chest, I think, Oda. I mean,
Yeah,
Dio.
He's getting confused already.
Oh.
The senator looks at you and is like, I don't even know your name.
He just said it.
I am devastated.
Listen, it's a Baradian
it's not his-
C57 bomb. What can you tell me, PR3, about disarming this?
There is no hope.
You know what? Maybe I'll just disable you instead.
That may not be the best course of action.
I'm gonna look back at the senator.
Yeah, and he looks at you and he's like, do something.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't the senator know how? He was the one who put it there.
He probably had dudes do it.
Dudes.
I mean, I don't know. No one's asked him yet.
Don't you know how
Wink.
you put it here? I heard the voice recording. There.
Yes, of course. I originally had it installed, but I'm not going to touch it. It's dangerous.
I can touch. You tell.
Oh,
I take my helmet off and set it to the side. Take like my gloves off.
You okay? But if I die, I'll be very cross with you.
Yeah, you can tell me in the afterlife.
Nice.
He sort of like walks up to you and says, "All right, mechanic, do your best." What do you need to know from him?
information.
Ask him questions.
Oh. Okay. How did you put this in there? I need to figure out a way to get this out. What wire? Is there a wire I need to cut? What kind of bomb is this?
The explosive device itself is a mixture of chemicals creating the baradium. The whole thing is contained within a core, and that core is what keeps it stable. If you remove the core, it becomes an inert series of elements. Truly, it's only when triggered by this, and he points to a series of wires going into PR3. Only when triggered by this, do the actual explosives go off, which is why through wear and tear, and I'm sure when he looks over the droid, he looks over UPR3 and sees all the dents and scratches and things you've been through. He's like, I'm sure you've been wondering why it hasn't gone off. Only a triggering device will set it off.
So cut the wires or take the core out?
The choice is yours. If we cut the wires, we're guessing which wires, because I doubt they are the same as the ones that I first installed. And if we're messing with the core, well, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the gases within the core are most unpleasant.
Much like the betrayal inside as well.
Nobody cares what you think, droid.
Okay,
I don't like him.
as a mechanic, which one seems easier? I'm using quotes.
I mean, here's
like
the
you
deal.
said, it's a guessing game with the wires, and I don't know how many wires there are. But with the core, then I go mad. But like, if that's the
give me a
easier
perception
option-
check. How many wires do you see?
None.
Yeah, you can't tell. It's a mix of wires. You can't even tell how many wires are actually there.
I go for the core.
All right. He's like, oh dear, the core is rather concerning, but yes, I suppose that is the easier of the two. Right. Well, someone is going to need to hold the core itself very, very still. If it is moved even the slightest, there's a chance you could rupture it, releasing gas, which would be bad for you and I, as we would certainly go into a psychotic rage and attempt to kill each other. And he looks at you and he's like, I do not assume I would fare very well.
Okay, cool. Come hold this core.
Yeah, you look at him and his fingers are like this.
Oh my god.
He didn't need special gas to attempt to kill me.
Have PR3 hold it. His hands are steady.
Oh my gosh. Does this look like something PR3 can just reach in and hold?
Yeah, I mean, it's just in his chest.
PR3, I need you to hold this.
I have collected my thoughts. I can assist now.
Aww.
Don't worry, PR3. We'll get your payback after this, okay?
Payback? For what?
Don't worry about it.
Should we be unsuccessful, perhaps I should take the ship off the planet and eliminate the danger.
Let's just focus on this.
Very well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna guide you to the core and have you hold it steady.
Holding
right.
it steady.
Yeah, you
And
just
I'm
are
going
holding
to-
on to this sort of circular device that's inside your chest. And Dio, the best way I can describe it is it looks like a soccer ball.
Okay.
And each one of the panels around this coolant system are kind of like, little soccer ball-y things that make the design of a soccer ball. That's my descripter for you. The soccer ball-y
Like the
things
little
that make the
hexagons
soccer
around
ball.
it or something?
Yeah. And it appears like you can pull them back if you can get up underneath them and sort of like lever them back off and pull them off one at a time to get inside of the actual bomb. However, if you fail this, then one will rupture and start leaking gas.
Does my helmet do anything about gas?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting my helmet back on.
Yeah, you put your helmet back. He looks at
Good
you like,
call.
yeah, he looks at you like, I'm sorry, what are you doing?
Oh, if the gas leaks, I'm not gonna be affected. Good luck.
He backs away and like goes back into the refresher and the door seals. He's like, let me know when you're successful.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and start doing this. I have my hands ungloved, so that way they're a little more smaller and
Yeah.
nimble. And I use
okay.
the light side.
You definitely can use a light side. I will upgrade your roll. Yeah, use that light side point. And if you would be so kind as to let's see if you can get some help from PR3. PR3, because you're holding this thing, give me a, let's see, what is a good roll for you? I gotta be fair. You're holding this. It's not athletics. I'll let you decide. It's either you are doing a mechanics check or a coordination check, PR3.
Oh God. I'm better at mechanics.
All right. Roll for me mechanics. Let's actually don't do it yet. Hold on. Roll for me mechanics. Let's see if you can help. Yeah. All right. I'll give you a blue die. Dio.
And take
Good.
the advantage for your next roll, please.
Oh, all right. 2 blue die.
Are we ready?
We are ready. Let's see if you can peel this thing off. Good luck. Oh my goodness. All right. It doesn't look like, JP, on the screen, it doesn't look like the rolls are updating, but for those of you who did not see the rolls, PR3 rolled a success and a bunch of advantage, which he then gave to Dio, and Dio rolled 2 success and 3 advantage. And so
I'll pass
that
on the
is
advantage to whoever's next, but what does this do?
well, the good news is you pop one of the outer layers off, and inside you can see that as it comes out, you can see the substance that makes the bomb, the little tiny, honestly, it looks like a marble inside of it. And at first you're a little overwhelmed that, oh my God, this thing, whatever it is, it's not that big. It's not even that big. But it will definitely cause a lot of damage. And you see that the inside of it is just sitting there floating in suspended animation, held there by all of these sort of soccer ball bits that are keeping it in this sort of suspended state, waiting to explode. But you pull one off, and you're now inside of the actual bomb itself.
I breathe, like you can hear me breathing through the helmet.
Yeah. You are inside, and that's good. Time is ticking down, but you have managed to get inside the bomb. At that point, Ulago and Oda and Gizmo run up the ramp, and they see you working on PR3's chest. And what do the two of you do?
I look back at Oda and I'm like, okay, you see this thing? And I point to like the marble, trying not to touch anything. And I'm like, you see this thing? This is what we need to pull out, but we have to be careful. We can't move this, or gases will start to leak. We'll all go crazy. It's gonna be a great time. Kind of like you did when you were drinking that one time. So you pull this out very carefully, and then we should be okay. The problem is all of what I just said, pulling that out very carefully. And,
you want me to pull that?
You have
that. You want me to?
No.
That.
You have the magic, stuff that you people do, and do you think you can, maybe like pull
marble.
it up a little so I can grab it? Just pull it out, just.
You don't want me to grab the marble with the force? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
Listen, I deal with guns. I don't deal with that stuff.
Like, she sets down her coffee cup on the floor and she like concentrates, and she's going to try to use the force to just levitate that marble out like Dio instructed.
Sure. I need you to roll for me whether you're going to use light side or dark side.
Come on.
Oh, not that pool.
Whoops.
Roll for me. Roll for me your the light side, dark side, the top bit.
Is it not? I thought that's what I rolled. What did I roll? I can't see the rolls.
The roll that you rolled was just like a normal roll. You in fact rolled nothing. It was all my roll stuff.
Why did that happen? That's what I normally click. I go to the dice pool, and I click on the little force die thing, and I make it 1, and then I click on the little roll 20 button, right?
Try it again. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. In order to do this, you need to tap into the dark side.
Well,
Here's the thing. Oda, if you tap into the dark side, you will pull this out.
He's never done this before.
here's the thing. Oda is like barely awake. She knows that if this bomb goes off, she thinks, because this hasn't been well explained to her. The last thing she heard was like it destroys the planet. So she thinks like everyone dies if she doesn't do this. And so I think that she just like gut reaction reaches out with the force without even thinking about what side of the force she's using, and she'll go ahead and use the dark side.
Great.
You see Dio just like waiting for it to float out a little bit.
Yeah, describe to me what this looks like, Oda. How do you pull this tiny marble out of this core?
Well, I think Oda kind of like concentrates within, and normally that would look kind of like peaceful and radiant, and it would like she'd kind of outstretch her hands and it would just like draw toward them. But I think that like she's so panicked that it kind of looks more like evil and like drawing as opposed to floating. So she's like pulling it like this. And it just kind of floats out to hover in front of Dio.
Yeah, Dio, you see this small marble floating there in the air in front of you. And as you look at it, you notice that it's slowly changing color and goes from looking almost like a glass marble with a gas inside of it to a glass marble with a slowly forming solid inside of it. And a few moments later, it looks completely solid. And as it forms that completely solid, like marble look in front of you, you hear one final beep on PR3 and it goes beep and nothing happens.
I grab it and fall on my ass immediately.
Yeah, you stand there you sit there in a considerable amount of sweat, and the door behind you opens, and peering out from behind is the senator, and he says, "Is it over?"
I look
It
over at
seems
Oda.
I may not explode today.
How's Oda looking?
Oda like opens her eyes and looks at you, and her eyes are like really bloodshot. And then as she's looking at you, she just turns to the side and retches. Bleh.
I think the cat was bad, and I hand her the marble. Here, keep this.
You hand it to me? She's like,
"You did a good
what
job.
do I do
it's
with
fine.
it?
No, it's fine now. Just don't put it back inside of him.
I don't want it.
It's a souvenir." I pat her on the back, and then I'm immediately going to bring out my vibro sword and walk towards the senator.
What are you doing? Why?
Listen, I just got some questions for you.
Questions?
Who are you
About
trying
what?
to
I've
kill
done
and
nothing
why?
wrong. What? I've done nothing wrong.
You were trying to kill someone, and instead they were trying to kill you in return because you're pretty bad at your planning.
I'm very good at planning. They just happen to have caught on to my plan.
That would make you bad.
It's your opinion.
The person he had me visit was Mars Amada, Palpatine's right hand.
Supposedly I did that.
Without question.
What do you gain out of taking out that guy? A promotion?
Sometimes one must secure their future through drastic action.
PR3, you have any questions for this guy?
Everything I thought I knew about you was a lie.
You know nothing of me.
I no longer wish to see you. I have new masters.
Well, that's highly unusual.
The breakup of the century!
Everything about your entire head is incorrect.
How have you know it was designed to be perfect? Money was spent on this face.
You should receive a refund.
How dare you speak to me that way,
I
droid?
turn and walk out.
What? You can't walk away from me. I'm an Imperial Senator.
You
How
actually
dare
see,
you? Come
like,
back here.
Dio facepalm the helmet and everything. I put away my vibro sword and I try to knock this guy out unconscious.
Yeah, give me a hit. You try to knock him out.
Why?
Yeah, you swing and he like dodges out of the way. He's like, "What are you trying to do? Hurt me?
No. I'm just trying to make you go to sleep for a while. Just don't want to
How
listen to you.
dare you? I'm an Imperial Senator.
You're one that tried to kill a very high up person, and now they're going to be looking for you, which is going to look down on us. They're going to come after us, but they're looking for you.
Well, good news is they aren't looking for me. They already found me. If anything, they think I'm dead, which is quite humorous.
Well, I mean, they had you as a zombie in one of those facilities.
Yes, they did. That was terrible, by the way.
Did you
Who
experience
knew the Empire was up to such shenaniganry?
Were you conscious the whole time?
Imagine looking through glass and seeing on the other side the world, but not being able to interact with it.
I look at Oda and I'm like, hey, this could be... He might have some answers to get, to free those people.
Yes. Perhaps we should...
Feeling okay?
Oda's kind of like flustered.
You should get some water or something. You don't...
She's still holding the marble like this.
I go... As the senator, I assume he's like kind of walked away since I tried to hit him.
No, I mean, like he's got nowhere to go. He's in the ship with you.
Oh, okay.
He's like still cowering in the refresher a little bit, like peering out.
Is there a way I can close it and lock him in there?
Of course.
Nice.
Of course there is.
I'm
Yeah.
going to close it and lock him in there and be like, I'll bring you some food in a bit.
What? You can't leave me in here. There's nothing but a toilet.
I'm gonna leave you in there. In case you have to go, at least you'll have a toilet.
This is
Very considerate.
I'm an Imperial Senator.
Yeah, not anymore. And I walk and I grab the marble from Oda's hand. Where's Ulago?
Just chilling there, I
Just
assume.
standing there with his fucking gun in his hand like an idiot because he doesn't know how to help.
Strolls at us.
Okay, I'm gonna try and communicate with Dash.
Yeah, do you call him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he picks up. He's like, "Hey there, good looking. What's going on?"
Hey, can you tell your girlfriend I think we got something that might help her out?
Which one?
The one you're talking to now.
And he laughs. He's like, "Don't tell her about the others, then."
Ha 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 ha.
So what did you want?
We got a Beradium C57 bomb that we deactivated, and we could always leave it behind.
I'm sorry, what?
But did you not see the footage everywhere whenever we were at Narsha?
I didn't think it was a real bomb. I thought you were just lying to people.
No, it's
pulling
real.
a scam.
Nope. Let her know if she wants it, she can have it.
Well, all right. he pauses, and you hear a conversation on the other end, but you can barely make out what's happening. And you hear him come back on, and he says, "We'll take it."
Okay, let him know we also got an Imperial Senator that's probably wanted with us.
And then you hear some more conversation. Yeah? What were you going to say, Oda?
What? To Dio, she's like, why are we giving Dash a bomb?
No, we're giving it to these people. They're attacked all the time. I mean, all those tongues
True.
cut out by the Empire.
You're right. Yes. Okay.
I mean, if you can think, I don't want to take it with us. I'd rather leave it somewhere.
Yeah, you come back onto the call, and Dash says, "I will take the Senator, too."
All right. And I look at the other two that are on the ship, and I'm like, if you have any questions for him, you might want to ask him soon. And I'll cut comms.
Yeah. You now are on this ship alone with this Senator and a PR-3 that is bomb-free.
Before Oda goes to ask a bunch of questions, she goes to PR3, and she's like, Are you going to be all right?
I think that I'll be okay with time, Master.
No, you don't have to. I'm not. You don't need. You can be your own master.
I have chosen.
Well, Oda just like turns around and goes to question this. She can't deal with that right now.
It
She's
was
gonna
you
go
or
question
Dio,
some-
and Dio hits me.
Gizmo's like, wow, 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 wow. Which you recognize as like, I could have been your master. Mm-hmm.
You can't even master yourself.
Never
Wow,
meet
wow,
your heroes,
wow.
eh?
Hmm?
Never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Oda, you walk over to the senator who's behind a door now. What do you do?
Sit. Well, no, I'm not afraid of him. I open the door and I'm like, okay, tell me about the entire process from
And he-
when you were captured to now.
Who are you? How did
I
you?
am
How did you
PR3's
stop the
new
bomb?
master.
New master. How did you stop the bomb?
Asking the questions here.
Yeah, give me what? How are you gonna try and get him to focus on answering your questions rather than asking you how you stopped that bomb the way you did?
To use I'm going to he didn't see me do the force thing, right?
No, he just knows that you stopped it somehow, and he doesn't understand.
Okay.
Like
I'm
until
gonna
a few
check-
minutes before that, it was end days. They were all dead.
I have like a smooth talker thing, so I want to check it. When making checks with charm, spend triumph to gain additional success equal to ranks in smooth talker. So
But that's if you charm him.
yeah. I'm checking out how good I am with charm.
You could. I
I'm
mean,
pretty
you
good
could.
with charm.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could.
I'm gonna do that. I'm
sway him.
gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit cross-legged on the floor, and I'm gonna be like, "Look, it's going to be easier for you if we're on a team, right?" And I extend my hand like as a handshake gesture to be like, "We're in this together. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you."
Yeah,
Maybe
give me
a
roll.
wink.
Yeah, give me a roll. Let's see what happens.
Oh, I forgot to take the force die off again. Sorry.
It's all right. You succeed. And he looks at you, and he's like, "You did save my life. It's the least I can do now that I'm no longer really a senator."
It stings, doesn't it?
Betrayal, the highest order.
Sometimes when you try to, kill someone with a bomb and then endanger the lives of lots of innocent people, sometimes you lose something,
And he looks at him, and he's like, "Trust me, there are not very many innocents in the Empire."
Well, this planet isn't the Empire.
Well, this droid wasn't supposed to be here.
Anyway, focus. Tell me about from when you were captured to now.
I was in my residence, in my home on Coruscant, and I remember being tackled by someone. I did not see their face, and a bag was put over my head. I was given some sort of injection and woke up days later in a prison on a world in the Outer Rim. I'm not sure. It was very strange world. Crystal mountains, as I recall, and there were several prisoners, and we were all brought into a room and strapped down on the walls with sort of like seats, but not seats. You know what I mean? We were.
I think so.
And we were forced to stare at the strangest device. It didn't appear to be mechanical in nature, but it was Oh, geometrical, perhaps a cube or a triangle, something. And it at first there was a reddish hue to it, but then a yellow glow, and after that, everything was sort of looking at the world through another body.
When you were looking through another body, were you controlled by someone?
There was no control. I simply did.
What do you mean?
I watched as my body did things it was told to do.
So you were an observer?
Yes.
And do you have any idea who did this? Who your captors were?
Yes, I watched the Imperial soldiers do it.
So, Jesse, above game, this sounds like everything we saw on that planet already, right?
Yes. He
And
was reaffirming that he was there.
yeah. So this isn't really any new information other than just like, yep, that's what we thought.
Yeah, so what other questions do you have for him then?
If you were to try to stop that from happening to anyone else again, would you have any ideas?
I just know that when I was on board the ship with Dash, good man Dash, when I was on board with Dash, and after he saved me from the Empire, he mentioned that I sort of woke up from it. I'm not sure when that might have happened, but if I've awoken, perhaps the others have as well.
Exactly did you wake up?
Oh, yesterday at some point.
All right. I kind of like pat him on the knee. I'm like, get some rest. And I shut the refresher door on him again.
Yeah, he's
And
like, wait, I have questions!
And then I go tell the whole party that, you know, he confirmed everything that we saw and that he woke up yesterday and that I'm wondering what that means about any others that were under the same condition as him. And if we can think of anyone who we could check in on to see if they also woke up.
I don't think we knew anyone, did we?
I don't think so either. Oda's a little bit crestfallen because it's
I
like
can't think of anyone.
she's a little crestfallen because it's, you know, not new information. It's just, yeah, the Empire's controlling people, kind of taking away their free will, and we want to stop them.
If anything, what you do know above board is that just from the previous games, anyone that you've met was taken, and the people you did find were on that space station, but the Empire's in that system. And so who knows what would happen if you went back. And you also know that the object, the artifact, whatever it was that was causing these problems, you have.
Mm-hmm.
So at least they won't be able to do it anymore.
Right. Unless there's multiple ones of this, I suppose.
True. But, and you did find a second one.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I want to ask him. But in the end, he did try to assassinate someone that we probably also would have assassinated. So I don't know if, you know, that changes how we dispose of him or not, but
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Let's space him.
Let's wait for Dash to get back. I'm sure the people here have some questions of their own.
Yeah, clanking up the walkway is Dash, looking somehow even more ruggedly handsome, having been like brushed with sand as he walks aboard the ship. It's impossible for him not to look good at any point in time. And he walks up onto the ship, and behind him you can see all of Enfys Nest's crew kind of standing there waiting. And he says, "All right, so what am I picking up? What am I leaving?"
I tossed the marble at him.
He catches it with like a deftness that is gross, like a little flourish to it, and he gives it a look at the same time as he catches it, like, ooh. And he stares at it and he's like, "So, this is the thing that almost killed all of us."
Yeah.
Classic.
And then I point to the refresher.
And he looks at it and he's like, "Go on."
There's some crap in there.
There's a-
Right, PR3?
Right, master.
I can get used to this.
And he's like, and I should do what with it?"
You said they wanted the senator.
"Oh, the senator. Understood." And he like gives you a wink, Oda, and he walks over to the door.
Like, we're cool, like, skullduggery friends.
Yeah. And he walks over to the door and does one of those like doot 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 doot. And he's like, "Open up, Senator." And the senator replies, "I'm not coming out. You can't
I
have
walk
me."
over and open up the door for him.
And he's just he's like sitting there on the toilet, like pouting. It's like, "I'm not going. I'm an Imperial Senator."
You're awfully whiny for a senator.
No, he's just about enough whiny for a senator, trust me. Shouldn't we all be fucking leaving this place?
Yeah, let him take this guy off, and then I'll take off.
Yeah, Dash grabs him and he's like, "All right, Senator, let's go." And he begins to walk him out and then back down through the ship towards the ramp. And then he looks back at you, Tayo, and he says, "So, what are you all doing now?"
I look at the other 3.
That is for the illustrious and wise Oda Kanale to decide.
Well, we know the Empire is alive and well on, what is the name of the crystal planet again?
Nam Chorios is the one
Nam Chorios. Honey Nut
Well,
Cheerios.
you don't know. I mean, you don't know that for a fact. Just like above board, you were there, and you know they have a prison there, but you also know that you're the ones who messed that prison up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they may not be there anymore.
The planet we wanted to go to was the other one, right?
Yeah, just
From the scrolls?
from last episode, just to give you a rundown of everything that occurred.
It was the one that
you
was
found
the
out
birthplace of the Sith.
So Pocket got new red ancient Mandalorian armor. Not too much better than the previous gear, but it looks badass. You discovered a series of scrolls, and while one of them you could not open, the other 3 that you did manage to get open told you one. The first scroll talked about Tython, which according to the scroll, it was mentioned as a pivotal world to the Jedi. Possibly, according to the scroll, whoever wrote this thing, it was maybe one of the founding worlds of the Jedi Order and is very important to whoever wrote this scroll. The second scroll you uncovered was a warehouse of ancient crystals hidden away somewhere, and the descriptions are literally, it was like a stock list of sizes and shapes and all these different things. And the final one was a planet called Malachor, and the notes in the parchment said, "Do not go here, avoid it at all costs," and then provided instructions on how to get there.
That one.
Right.
That's the one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, and you found
Why?
another box. You found a box that was very similar to the one you already have. It was a white wood instead of the darker wood. And the one that you discovered had a white glow to it, while the one you've had with you for a while has a red glow. And they appear to be connected in some way, but you couldn't, like, you didn't want to tap into the dark side to figure out how.
Right.
And the one time you did see into them, what you saw was sometime long, long ago in the past, and an ancient alien empire of strange looking creatures that I think we still have that image here. Yeah. this is kind of what you saw. I forgot it said hello, Oda. Yeah, so
Yes.
that's kind of what you saw. That's kind of what you saw. That was our bootleg version. And yeah, you saw some crazy stuff. But
I want
yeah.
to go to Typhon, but that's just because I am a Force fan.
We were talking about going to was it Mora? Was it Moraband or-
Malachor?
Malachor?
Yeah, we were
I
talking about going
see.
there.
We're talking about going to Malachor because it's where they wouldn't be, right? It's like the place they
Yeah.
wouldn't look for us.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to go where they won't look for us, or do we want to
I
do
think so.
something
We're
about them?
we're about as hot as we could fucking get right now.
And it might be good to find out why they say do not go there.
I mean,
You guys
generally, that sounds dangerous to me, but
Alaga will point to the scroll and just say, "We should go here." If they're
All right.
scared to go there, it's probably our safest bet of, not being followed, at least for a little bit.
All right.
I
Which
immediately
planet?
start to walk back. towards
Malachor
the-
is the name of the planet.
Okay.
You can give me a roll PR3, see if you know anything about
Hmm.
it.
That was what's Malachor? Outer
It's
Rim?
an outer rim world.
Boop.
I can't see what
I
your
bu-
roll was.
I got nothing.
You got a whole bunch of nothing.
But wait, I
Um,
get 2 because that's one of my skills. I get 2 knowledge rolls
Oh,
chances
gross.
on knowledge.
Gross. All right. Go,
Gross.
go for it
Nail
again.
it.
All right. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So according to the Imperial data banks, I can't wait for JP to get back so we can switch the screen to show people this awful drawing I made.
Mm.
oh
Um,
yeah, they couldn't see it.
This so this is what you know. If you would have triumphed, I would have given you some more information, but this is the basic of the Imperial database. Malachor is located in the Core, I guess it's Chorlian sector. Stupid names. Star Wars. Located in the Chorlian sector in the Outer Rim. While there are several systems, none are marked as points of interest to the Empire. The only note that you have is recently, Vindel Station, a smuggler outpost, was seized and cleared out, and all material inside was confiscated by the Empire. The only note of importance to this area of space is that it is pretty empty, and for the most part, the only people there are pirates and smugglers, and everyone's trying to stay away from this place.
Okay. I definitely relay all that information.
That doesn't change my opinion.
Sounds like music to my ears.
Let's go.
I'm
Alright.
gonna I'm gonna walk back to the hut and go grab my sister.
Yeah.
I'm going to provision up with calf from the cantina and try to buy like supplies for a long time.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
I'll
to-
give each of you a moment to do something, and you can tell me like what that is. Okay. PR3, what do you do with your final moment on the planet?
go with Oda and carry all the calf.
Aw.
Okay.
Then I
Oda,
bring twice as much.
yeah.
Mhm.
Do you just spend your time as you're there? Everyone sort of gathers around you, and they're like, "Jedi, Jedi!" All the kids are excited, and the adults are just pointing at you and kind of praying. Even some of the Cloud Striders are looking at you in reverence.
I look at all of them and I try to think of something like meaningful to say. And then I just say, "The Force will be with you always."
And they all look around like, "Always?"
You mean it?
I nod and float away.
Yeah. And they're all like, "Oh!" The children start cheering, and it's like the end of of Return of the Jedi in the town. Everyone's like really excited because you said like the Force will be with you always. And they're like, oh! Yeah, they're very excited about
Odo's
this.
like, phew, that went over okay.
Ulago, what are you doing?
It's just cleaning his weapons, plotting the course.
Yeah.
We're not at our ship, right? We're going to be heading there now.
You were in the ship. I mean, that's where you were.
Okay.
But
Cool.
Whatever you're doing, this is your, it's your time to do whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's got, no one to
All right.
rendezvous with.
Yeah, you and Gizmo are just chilling out in the cockpit, just sort of going over the doodads and the putting in trajectories and plotting the astrogation. And Gizmo's just like, and
I mean,
sticking his
Captain
little
TIE
dongers
Fighter
into
would have
things.
had somewhere to go, but
Yeah, unfortunately.
we miss Captain TIE Fighter.
Yeah. So you know what? Dawn Kren's out there somewhere. You keep evading her. Every time she shows up, you're like, and hyperspace. Like, all right, you win.
That's
She's
my ex
like-
again.
Yeah, she's like a bit too crazy, man. Like, she keeps trying to kill me and shit. I don't know.
It's out of
Kinda
love.
clingy.
Yeah. She loves to kill you. All right. And Dio, you enter the tent, and your sister is sort of sitting there, looking less dazed than before. And she sees you enter, and she smiles at you, and she says, Dio?
I take the helmet off and just nod. Yeah.
And she runs up and grabs you and gives you the biggest hug.
She took the helmet off, dude.
She's
I hug her back.
She didn't even have a helmet before.
Yeah. Well, you have a choice. We can take you somewhere, take you with us, or you can stay here if you want. These people seem pretty good.
She's crying her eyes out. I don't think she's even listening to you. She's, like, squeezing
I get really
you-
awkward around it because since I was raised as more of a fighter, just don't really cry.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
she's bawling.
She's the hot one. I forgot.
Yeah. She was raised as more of like an armorer, a weaponsmith and armorer.
She's like, I'm so happy it's you.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's take you with us. And I'll lead her back. And I'll be really awkwardly silent. I don't know what to say around her. Just it's weird because I haven't seen her in what feels like so long.
Yeah, she senses there's some weirdness between you, but she can't. She just doesn't care. She's just so happy to see you, and she's been crying her eyes out, and she simply is just an emotional wreck. She's been through some stuff.
Yeah, I assumed as much. And don't worry, we got some good people on ship. You don't have to worry. They helped me get you back, actually.
And she looks up at you and she's like, Dio, you're my hero.
I said not to make me emotional.
She hugs you again. She's like, I love you, Dio.
If she looks up, I think she'll see me start to get emotional, and I'll slide the helmet back on.
Sure. But we know inside there's one very tough tear. Yeah.
I think that she would know. I think that that would be enough confirmation for her because she'd be like, okay.
Yeah, and she knows who you are. You've lived together. She sort of just keeps walking with you silently, wiping her eyes as she walks towards the ship.
Did we see Dash anywhere?
Yeah, Dash is nearby with the Cloud Striders.
When we get close to the ship, I'll point her up and say, hey, just go up there and wait for me. Introduce yourself. And then I'll walk towards Dash.
Yeah, she heads up to the plank and sort of looks in. She goes, hello?
Are we back yet?
Yeah, everyone's inside.
Hello. Come in.
Hi. Hello?
I'm Oda. This is PR3.
Greetings.
She cracks a smile through her tears, and we cut back to Dio, who's walked up to Dash. What are you going to say to the most charming man in the galaxy?
So I kind of told them that you would dispose of that ship over there, and I point to the one that's like smoldering.
He looks at you and he's like, and how am I supposed to do that?
Well, I just gave you a bomb, or you can figure out something else.
He laughs. He's like, you did give me a bomb.
And, thank you.
Yeah,
We
He
gave Dash
doesn't-
the bomb. I thought we gave the people the bomb.
Well, Dash has it. He can keep it if he wants, honestly.
Yeah, he gives you like for the first time, not like a wink or not like a like I'm being cocky. He gives you like just a straight nod, and he looks at you and he says, "Good luck, Dio."
Just want to let you know I owe you one.
Oh shit,
Wasn't
this is
there.
no more games, Dash. This is the smolder that seals the deal.
Oof.
Yeah, and he says he looks back at you and he says I'll come to collect one day, but get out of here.
And I think I hold my hand out to shake his hand. Like, that's as close as I'll get.
Now kiss.
Kiss through the helmet.
He then makes out with the helmet and it's really awesome. Yeah. He shakes your hand in a very non-flirty kind of like good luck, kid kind of way.
Yeah. Good luck with your girlfriend. And I walk away.
And you hear in the background, girlfriend? He's like, whoa, I didn't say anything. And they start arguing, and you hear them arguing in the background as you walk.
Yeah, I'll walk back to the ship and be ready to set off.
I feel like you missed an opportunity for that like helmet thing that Mandalorians have, the little targeting thing to come down and you zone in on his lips.
Oh, no.
And then we smooched helmet to mouth. That'd be the worst, weirdest scene in the history of anything. Like, oh, helmet. Like, it's weird. But
Mhm.
I want that fan art now. I need it. We need a what if version of this story. What if the two of them got together and helmet smooched? But anyway, you go back to the ship, and inside everyone is ready to take off and go. And you see that your sister Jaya is sitting there playing with Gizmo, who is sort of wheeling around, and she's got a smile on her face, and it seems like she doesn't have a care in the world right now. As the ramp comes up behind you and seals shut, and the group of you are going where?
Malachor?
Malachor.
Yes.
Malachor.
Malachor. All right.
Malachor.
You take off, and I'm gonna need a roll from you, Sam, as you're flying this bad boy.
You got it.
Give me a roll. Let's see how this goes for you.
This is a pilot
Planetary.
planetary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll use a light side point for an upgrade.
There you go. Upgrade in.
Let's make sure mine's good on my side. Let's go. Wait, is it planetary or space? Planetary, right?
Planetary. Yeah, you're just taking off.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, you lift off with ease, and in the distance from the camera angle, we see the Cloud Striders and Dash standing there watching you as people from their huts come out and begin to cheer as you fly away. And for the briefest of moments, everything seems a-okay and fine in the world. And as
Except
you
for PR3. I'm going to immediately start trying to remove the rest of the bomb area.
Sure. The good news is you've learned, and there's no threat of a bomb going off, so you can take your time. And so
Okay.
during this flight, you'll be taking the bomb, like, casing out of PR3. We'll say that's
Yeah.
what happens with you two. And, Jaya will watch and be like, what are you doing? What is that?
Now I can store all kinds of stuff in there.
What is that?
And I won't
What
even
is that?
be asking her questions about her stay yet. I'll just let her kind of enjoy. Not
Yeah, she's just
thinking about
asking
it.
you, like, what you're doing. What is that? What are you doing?
Now I have 2 Odas.
Why? Why are you touching it like that? What was inside him?
I explain everything.
She keeps asking you questions. She apparently you've been on wild adventure that she had no clue of and must know. Meanwhile, Ulago, you're flying the ship as you jump into hyperspace. The minute you hit hyperspace, Oda, you are hit with this overwhelming sensation. Again, something calls out to you through the Force. But this time it's not anyone you've met so far. It is something calling you towards Malachor. As you move through hyperspace towards it, you feel something calling you.
Can I determine whether it feels like a dark or light calling?
Well, you've already tapped in the dark side. If you would like to continue using it, by all means.
Oh, I can only use one, either light or dark for the entire session, huh?
That's where you're at.
Nope. Yeah, it's
right.
probably fine. I'm already going there anyway. It doesn't matter. La 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 la.
Yeah, it continues to call out to you, and it gets louder the closer you get as time through hyperspace flies. You feel this overwhelming urge to go to Malachor. Something is calling you there. Something is like reaching out to you, and it's not a voice. It's a feeling that is very similar to that of the boxes, and this sense of control.
Collect a whole set.
Do you do anything at all, or you just let it sort of wash over you?
Well, Oda's feeling like some serious guilt from having just like gut reflex tapped into the dark side. So she's kind of like, oh, I'm too busy for the Force right now. I got so much to do. So she's like, trying to help Dio with PR3. Like, oh yeah, I better, check on Ulago, make sure that the logs are being kept up to date for the ship. And like, oh, I better load the calf maker. She's just keeping really avoidantly busy.
The Oda you're trying to reach is not available.
Yeah.
You begin to feel a physical sense as well. Before it was sort of like a distant like tug at your very like essence, your soul. But now it's a more physical pull. Like you can feel something sort of almost trying to drag your joints and your muscles and your tendons to something. Like it's trying to pull you. And it's almost like it's trying to pull you out of the ship itself. Like, get here faster, please.
Does that have any, like, do I have any concept of what that means or what that might be, or has that ever happened to me before?
Never has it ever happened to you before. You've never been drawn to something in such a way that you physically feel like, I need to get there faster.
Is there any way to get there faster?
No. You're going at hyperspace. Like, you're going hyperspeed as fast as you can, but there's something about this place you're going to that it isn't an uncomfortable sensation. You almost kind of like it, like you want to be there.
She's like, I'm coming. Shh. I'll be there soon. Shh.
Yeah, you still there's like, it's not like a previous interaction with a Force ghost that you've had, or with, the light side where you've experienced nature and the living Force, and when you're up on the mountain, it isn't anything like that. This is almost primal and sort of a need. Like there is something there on Malachor that you need to definitely go see.
Is there anything other than like get here soon? Like, is there any sense of I need to communicate something or get anything ready, or like, because I'm kind of at a loss for how to react to this other than to be like, okay, I guess that's something I'm feeling.
You also notice that the two boxes are doing the exact same thing. They have the exact same vibe, right? This idea of like the same calling effect they had to you is the same calling effect this planet has, but like times 10.
And the boxes I didn't, when I have tried to evaluate them before, it wasn't like they were like full of the dark side or anything. They were just kind of
There
like
was no force. It was
Yeah.
like the force was there, but it wasn't dark or light. It was sort of like an antimatter force. Like it was clearly something connected to the force. It was clearly attached to it in some way, but it was like the concept of light and dark had been completely removed from it.
Oda will take the 2 boxes to the rest of the group and be like, I think we should be very careful that these stay secure when we get to Malachor.
Okay. Secure.
There's
how?
some sort of connection with these boxes, and I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. So we should make sure that they don't fall into the wrong hands or connect with the planet. I don't know.
In her infinity wisdom, my master has decided these boxes shall be secure.
She's
Let us
talking
not
crazy
question
is
this
what she's
decision.
talking.
Why? You understand that there's a power in these boxes. There's something about them. They are a set, and there's something about Malachor that is connected. I don't expect you to understand. Suha would have understood.
You could never hope to
Suha
understand my
would have
master's
understood.
Jedi intricacies.
I'm gonna go secure the boxes.
Yeah, Dio, as you approach the boxes, you notice that one of them is like shaking, and the other one is on its side.
What happens when I touch it?
As you touch, well, which one?
The one outside.
Yeah, as you touch the one on its side, you see for the first time a vision. One that you have never seen before. You've never had a vision. You never will have a vision. But apparently, you're seeing one right now. And it is of something that Oda would recognize. And if JP is around, he can switch to that image. You see thousands, maybe millions of these aliens that you've never seen before. And you've traveled the galaxy. You've seen many messed up species. But you've never seen anything that looks like this with their elongated heads and big, sort of like poking out eyeballs on the side. And they are by the millions moving and creating great pyramids and sort of whipping. You see them whipping slaves, and the slaves you recognize as being, human and Rhodian and all sorts of species you know, but you don't quite remember this thing. And you see in the background a great ship of some sort, and it is sucking the life force, is the best you can assume, from a sun. And one of the creatures turns and looks at you, and you snap out of the vision.
While holding the box?
Yeah, you're still holding the box, but it's like you snapped out of it.
Are the containers that we would like shut this off in, like that shut down the crystals in it, like they gotta be nearby? I'm gonna
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like overturned. It's on the floor on its side.
Oh. I'm gonna drop it. I'm just gonna drop it right there. Just drop it.
Yeah, you drop it, the lid pops off, and one of the pyramid-shaped objects inside rolls out. And on the floor, it begins to glow. And this one is the dark one, the reddish one that Oda had originally found. And it begins to like glow this yellowish hue. And it's sort of like beckoning you to look at it.
Can I resist? Is this a resist?
Yeah, of course you can resist. Give me a roll. Did we lose JP? Did we lose you? There. There it is. Hello, Oda. Yeah, give me what kind of roll are you going to use to willpower? I think is a good type of roll. What kind of roll do you have for me?
I was. Oh, I was. I don't know what it would be. Survival.
This, I mean, honestly, this would be
Resilience?
vigilance. Resilience
okay.
is a great role. Yes, absolutely.
It's
Ooh.
too stressful. I can't.
Oh, you start taking stress, and you look into it, and your eyes begin to turn a shade of yellow.
Hmm.
Fudge.
You hear your sister in the background. Dio, what's wrong? And her voice starts to sort of fade out, and you kind of see yourself looking at your own body, and your sister starts to shake you violently. The rest of you hear something going on in the back of the ship.
I'm gonna run toward it, and also I'm going to try to strategize around like cutting off the effects of these boxes again by putting them in our little like dampening structure that we made out of the crystals.
Sure.
I don't think I can. I think those are too big for me to like carry there, but I'm trying to like optimize.
Well,
them.
it's in the room. It just fell
Okay.
over. Yeah.
Okay.
This would be a coordination roll to see if you can pull all this off.
Coordination.
Nope.
Hmm.
Yeah, you enter the room, and as you do, you see Dio standing there, and you recognize that her eyes are slowly becoming what you saw on all those people in the prison and then on the Imperial station, and everyone as they began to transform and turn into basically zombies. And she's sort of slack-jawed, staring at this box and the relic inside of it. And it is glowing yellow, and it's getting brighter and brighter, Oda. And you suddenly feel it like reaching out to you.
I kick it.
Okay, where do you kick it?
I kick it away from Dio and me as
To
a
where?
reflex.
To
I mean,
where?
like, there's
Wink.
probably not far that it can go, right?
But like, what if there was a box nearby? Wink.
Well, obviously, I'd like to kick it into that box.
All right, there we go. That's a good Star Wars moment. Do you kick it in the box? Athletics check, please. Yes.
Go!
You kick it into the box. You kick it into the box, and Dio, you immediately snap out of it and come back to your body.
I think I'm just silent as my eyes go back to normal and whatnot.
We
Yeah,
have
you're-
to secure the boxes! And she's like trying to make them all secure in the box.
Yeah, you put them all back in their small containers, then cram them into the bigger case that the crystals were in. And Dio, your sister's like shaking. She's like, "What happened? You weren't there. You weren't you."
I don't know. It felt like I wasn't even in my own body.
What does that mean?
Well, I couldn't even hear you. I don't know. I tried to resist, but I guess I couldn't. And then I saw something. All these creatures they looked weird. I've never seen anything like them before. There were so many of them.
Two?
Millions of them.
The eyes?
Yeah, they had the two weird eyes on the side, and this thing was like sucking out the life force of a star, maybe a sun, something like that.
Can I just say, if I saw this picture like in like a charades or Pictionary, whatever it is, I would think that looks like Sauron's using his head to make orange juice.
Here's the thing. Sometimes Sauron got to use a head to make orange juice. If you're gonna make a head look like that, it's good for pulp. Yeah, you immediately recognize this as a dream you've had, Oda. As you've seen this before.
It looked like some sort of weapon. I wonder if we're supposed to. I wonder how the boxes are connected. If they're supposed to warn us to stop it,
or that it's already happened.
I don't know.
Can't imagine I mean, I've seen a lot of species, but I've never seen these people, whatever they were.
Maybe that's what Malachor will teach us.
Maybe, and I look up at PR3, maybe your new companion knows, your new follower.
Oh, PR3. Have you ever heard of a species that kind of has a tall, fleshy head with eye stalks sticking out each side?
Allow me to reference this material, Master.
I draw
Um,
exactly the drawing that we've been looking at, and I draw even that says "Hello, Oda" in the speech bubble. I draw that exactly for
I
PR3.
don't think that part was needed. Did it say hi to you in your vision?
No, that's just something I think JP or someone wrote.
No,
No,
I'm
but that's what-
legit asking. I'm legit asking her.
Oh,
Adding
Well, I mean-
tag bald, adding tag eye stalk, adding tag friendly.
Well, I don't think we know if they
Well,
were
maybe
friendly
not
or
friendly.
They said hello to you.
Well, even an unfriendly person might greet me.
not. Yeah,
It
they
was
were,
just a flight of fancy then, adding the hello.
yes.
Well, yes.
Removing tag friendly.
What was that? Xenology?
yes. Give me a xenology roll, please.
All right. I get another roll because of my skill.
This skill sucks. All right.
Hey, can I give advantage to myself on this roll?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's the next person. I'll let you have that. Go nuts.
Yeah.
I think you have to
Oh
have
my
two,
god,
but
an extra fail.
that's great.
Oh,
All right.
Wow, they really don't know anything
You
about
know
these.
nothing. The description you were given, the drawing you've seen, you know nothing. Not in your databanks.
Well, what about the
Unfortunately,
device?
I have no reference point.
Oda, you remember the device that they were using? What about that? It's got to be something about that. It looked like a weapon. I mean, what weapon can actually suck the life force from a sun?
also draw that, and I say,
Sure.
"Have you seen a weapon like this,
That looks like a
PR3?
donut.
or
I'll
a
assume.
or a station, or a ship, or whatever it is?"
Is this gonna be a separate roll?
This is a separate roll, and I'll give you the two blue die that you've earned from that ridiculous amount of
Yeah, that's a
advantage.
lot.
Assessing.
What was it? You're asking me to look up their
A
weird
weaponry.
weapon thing. that's
weird
sucking out
weapon
the
they
star
drew for you.
juices?
Yeah.
The star juicer.
Star juicer.
Star juicer. The
What would
star
that be?
juicer.
A star.
Knowledge warfare?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Give me roll number 2. All right. Yes.
Wow.
You recognize this design from the Imperial Archives. It is from a long time ago. This
In
is
a
something
galaxy
that
far,
has
far.
not been seen for quite some time. It is a ship called the Starforge, designed by a race called the Builders, as far as you're aware. And you recognize that essentially what this thing did was it took the raw material of a star and used it to create all sorts of things inside of the Starforge. You don't know much about it, except for the fact that it is from almost 10,000 years ago, if not further.
Mhm.
It is old. It is long ago, and there's no big records of it. You just know that it exists, and or it did exist, and you know that if it's connected to what they've seen, the species that they're showing you probably is extinct.
Mm-hmm. And do I have any logistics on it? Like, it's
No,
using
you
a
just
it
you
uses
just
a
have
star,
records
like,
that it
I
existed.
know nothing about like how long the star, does it die immediately, or is it like over a period of time?
No, you just know what it did. You know that it essentially it was used in the terraforming of worlds. It would be used to help modify like the climate and the geology and the flow. It is just a giant forge for creating pretty much anything these people wanted. And you don't know exactly how it works. You just know what is in the database of warfare based on legends.
I have very little information on this device, but to sum it up, it sucks out star goo to do stuff.
I
I
figured
see.
that much.
Maybe that's what's on Malachor.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Hopefully it's not still there.
Yeah. In the cockpit, Ulago, you see in the distance as you come out of hyperspace, and you all feel yourselves sort of like shake as you come out of hyperspace. You see in the distance a small marble. It's a gray orb that it begins to grow larger in your viewport as you approach. And as you do, you notice that it seems to be almost like, you know how when we describe worlds as like, you know, Earth is a blue marble floating in space. This seems like the surface is almost completely flat, right? You can, from above, you can detect no mountains or oceans or anything. It looks like this completely flat, ridiculous actual marble, like a gray marble in space.
Concrete planet.
Okay.
Do you continue to approach?
It'll probably like lean back and yell to Oda.
I'll
Oda!
come look.
I don't suppose those boxes told you exactly where to go, did they?
No.
This is looking pretty desolate to me.
I've never seen a planet like this.
Well, guess we're going in.
There's no instructions in the like where it was like, don't go here. There's not any specific instructions of where on the planet, right?
No, the instructions themselves and the scroll said that Malachor was a planet to stay away from, and that there's no reason a Jedi should ever go there. And more importantly, here's the way to get there, so avoid this place. Like, it was like, if you're ever on this path, don't go to here. And gave specific instructions.
Can we use our sensors on the ship to find out anything at all about it? Like atmosphere, life signs,
yeah, give me a roll.
What kind of roll?
The roll you will give me is a computer's check. Someone can do this. It doesn't matter who.
Not me.
Well,
I'm bad. PR3.
I happen to know a computers guy.
Wow.
Well,
all right, that counts as a success. So congrats. You're successful and you have a triumph. What does it give you? What do you learn? Or what do you want to know from the triumph? Like, what do you want from?
Oh God. Well, what was the normal thing to tell me without the triumph?
All right. Well, what normally you would have found out is that you detect 0 life signs.
Mm-hmm.
You detect no life signs. However, this is a far scan, so there could be, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 things on the planet. But literally, from up here, you don't detect birds.
Mm-hmm.
You don't detect no plants, no nothing.
Triumph, I find a detailed warning about the planet.
Ooh, nice.
I will say this. The scan, as you approach, you notice that there are structures on the surface that appear to be they look to you from like this height as you approach, as you move closer and closer, right? You notice around the planet there, even though it appears to be flat and like a solid marble, what you see through this scan is that there are small pyramidal foothills dotting the surface, and they appear to be in strange patterns, but you're like, upon hitting this triumph, you realize that they are spaced out in geometrically proportionate shapes, and they are equidistant from each other.
Oh, like some sort of marker or message or sign.
Like a man-made structure, right?
It is.
Clearly.
It appears that they whatever they are is man-made, even though on a surface level it looks like they're just foothills.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you're giving me for triumph?
I mean,
Because I wanted a detailed warning about the planet.
Well, there is no. I mean, you would never like computer check. You wouldn't like if you're looking for life signs. You wouldn't get a warning. The warning is there's no life signs. You detect nothing.
Well, I mean, what if like someone was stuck on a desert island? They would spell something out.
Well, here's the thing: you do not detect anything like that. What you do detect, and I'll give you this. What you detect is the surface of the planet is entirely smooth except for these bump-like structures. It resembles something kind of akin to a flash frozen sheet of liquid carbonite covering the surface.
Well, very interesting.
And the only thing that resembles anything remotely looking like something besides these sort of equidistant all over the planet pyramid shaped things that really just look like hills. They don't appear to be, you can't tell if they're man-made or not, but they are placed in ways that seem man-made. The only thing you can tell is that on the central latitude marker, there was a large crater ringed with narrow black spires extending up from the ground.
Spires?
Narrow black spires.
Okay. Like man-made looking spires or like pitch black spires?
You would have to get closer to see.
All right. Well, I'll relay that information then.
Largo goes in for a closer look at these spires.
Yeah, as you move in.
Wait, does this sound like anything from the vision?
You've never seen this. This sounds like nothing like the.
No, I'm talking about the pyramids and stuff.
No. Well, these, to be clear, these aren't pyramids. They're just foothills that look pyramid shaped. But if there's a pyramid underneath it, it's impossible to tell. It just looks like a hill. Because everything's the best way to describe it is like the surface of the planet is a sheet of
whatever
rock covering something.
Okay.
Right? Like something clearly happened. And this is what you see as you approach. And this is what the world looks like as you get closer.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And you can see these spires sort of sticking up from the ground itself, but that's it. And you notice as you fly over, one of the spires is a little bit bigger than the others.
Okay, I'll head towards the larger one.
All right. As you begin to approach it, you notice that it is like a dark obsidian type of rock or some sort of dark metal. And at least from what you can tell, it appears, while the rest of the planet looks like, a planet, rock and stuff, the spire itself appears to be crafted.
Okay, is there a place to land?
The entire surface is one solid sheet of sort of like metalish rock. Okay. So you can land anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'll fly close to see if there's an entrance of some kind.
Yeah, give me a scan.
If there's not one immediately visible, yeah, I'll run a scan.
Perception check.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, you take 3 strain, but I'll give it to you. Yes. What does your triumph tell you?
Where the entrance is.
Mm-hmm. Great. At the base of this structure, you see that even though there is no actual entrance on the outside of it, down at the bottom, you notice that there are crumbled bits of rock around the spire going into the ground, and you can see that there, someone at some point in time has crafted what appears to be makeshift steps leading down.
Okay. Yeah, Largo will say, see that? Steps down there. Let's land. And he'll bring the ship into land.
Sure. As you touch down, you feel the ground shift beneath you, and the ship feels wobbly, as though it's not entirely on solid ground. But you land.
Okay.
It just doesn't feel like it's entirely settled.
Gotcha. Okay. Are we steady enough to land, though? So good?
Yeah, I mean, you're on the ground, but the landing, it feels a little lopsided.
Okay.
You said that this looks like it might be carbonite. Does this look like Han Solo Planet Edition? Like, is this like someone wrapped the whole world in carbonite?
Give me a roll. Perception check. What do you think?
Ooh, can I roll?
Yeah, I want to also ask the others if they think that, because my perception's horrible.
Oh, no, mine is.
You say as
Whoa.
you roll 4 successes.
Dang.
Yeah, all right.
PR3
Oda,
also knows something extra.
Yeah. Oda, you recognize that 100%. Whatever happened here, planets don't form like this. Something made this and covered the planet. You, as far as you can tell, the way that it feels to you, this is a layer that covered the actual whatever planet this was. Like an eggshell.
And do I have any idea how that would be accomplished? Like, especially considering this vision I've had or anything like that?
You do not, but PR3 may. What are you going to use your triumph for?
I'm open to suggestions on this one.
I mean, understanding whether this is like a volcanic eruption or like an attack, like someone wrapped the planet. Like, I think the method of it becoming this way is maybe helpful.
I get some inkling into the motivation behind doing such a thing.
Yeah, you recognize, just based on the perfectness of it, right? Almost everything is flat, and it appears that there are these geometrical shapes you saw up above, and they seem to be equidistant from it. Like, everything about what you see on the surface to you, PR3, it seems like this was created to be like this. Something made this happen rather than like a volcano or an earthquake or an act of nature, because it's not random. Whatever this is, it appears to be completely intentional.
But
I guess what I was wondering is, like, did someone create this planet? Like, or did
that
they
you will
take the
not know by
planet
looking
and,
at
like,
this.
Okay.
You cannot tell from this side. But if you go down, maybe.
Yeah.
I am unable to ascertain the method or reason behind wrapping a planet in carbonite.
Let's get down there and take a look.
As you begin to move towards the entrance, you can see now the stairs going down, and they are makeshift. Someone has created these, and they don't appear to be stairs that are meant to last a while. It looks like they've it's pieces of metal smashed into the superstructure of this spire, and they've sort of been forced into it with great might. And they form sort of like winding stairs going down.
Okay. Alaga will, as they're leaving, say, do you want to bring your box or what?
I think it's a bad idea.
I think we should leave the boxes here and maybe leave Gizmo to alert us if someone comes for them.
Yeah, we're leaving Jaya behind as well.
All right.
Okay.
Don't go near the box. Make sure no one gets on the ship. I'll say to my sister.
You begin to walk towards the exit as Jaya and Gizmo wave to you and shut the door to the ship. Is there anything you want to do before you go down, or do you just want to head on?
I failed my perception, so.
Yeah, I can't think of anything I'd want to do before.
Is there? Do I have anything I can scan down the stairs at all, or like a light?
You
on my
can.
helmet?
You. I mean, it is dark. Like the light up above shines down a little bit, but it is dark after a while. You can see down below that the stairs sort of fade into the blackness.
Can
I
I
think
do the whole,
Alago-
like, whoop, and then scan with my little dongle? Everything's a dongle to me, okay?
Yeah,
We
you'd
don't-
have to
we
give a
don't-
perception check.
We don't hear a
Yeah.
child crying down there, do we?
No
I hear
children are crying.
screams or
Oh,
something.
thank God.
No screaming.
Good.
No.
No, you see nothing, Dio.
I
What were you
think
gonna do?
I'm still really
Delgado?
stressed out
Um,
from the bomb thing.
You should be.
I think Alago would send his coordinates without context to his old friend. Is something they all did back in in their military days, and it was just like a here's where I was lost if I fucking vanish kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, you
Like literally, like put the lid on the box, send the coordinates, take the lid off the box.
yeah. You immediately do. And we'll see. We'll see if that makes it through or not. I'll
Alright.
roll. Actually, I'll do that right now. Okay, so you see this entrance. Are you going to? Are you headed down?
Yeah.
Great. You begin to walk down these sort of mashed in stone stairs, and you can see in the light areas of the wall where these stairs were kind of pulled out of. You're not really sure how that would have happened, but you notice that you can kind of see how they were formed. Like it seems very obvious that parts of the actual superstructure of this spire were ripped out and then slammed back in the side to create stairs going down. And you begin to head down deeper and deeper, and it suddenly becomes very, very dark, and you can no longer see with just your eyes.
I'd bring out my vibro sword.
Yeah. You bring out your vibro sword, and it makes like sort of a little pink light, but it's not bright enough.
You know what he wants, Oda.
Why not?
Sure. Yeah, you bring out your lightsaber, and it shines a bright blue light as well. And you can now see a little bit further as you descend deep underground. And soon you reach the bottom of the steps. And Dio, you immediately smack into something you did not see.
Ouch. What was it?
Roll for me an athletics check. Actually, coordination to see if you fall over.
I'm just failing
Yeah.
everything.
You don't notice it, and you slam into this thing, and you fall to the ground, and you hear like something wobble and then shatter. And staring at you, looking at you in the face, is a head.
Oh. What kind of head?
You
What
can't
kind
tell.
of head?
It's some sort of humanoid head, and it's staring at you, but it seems to have been worn away with time. And you can see that there's a shattered body in front of you.
Well, I guess he's dead. I look around. Is there more?
You look and see through Oda's light the following. You see
Oh no.
many countless figures, all of them stone, all of them in terrified positions.
It's like Pompeii up in here.
And you can see that whatever happened to them, they were frozen in some sort of panic or immediate, very much like Pompeii, where it just sort of happened. And even though you can only see so many of them in front of you, you recognize that they are extending far into the distance.
This is most unsettling.
I can see why they say don't come here.
As your eyes adjust to the dark light down here, you can see that up above, it looks like you're staring at the night sky. You can see little sparks, like little dots of light up above, but you recognize that those aren't dots of light as in stars, but for some reason, the cracks in the surface above you are allowing enough light to shine through that it looks like the night sky. And as you look around at this sort of terrible display of dead bodies, statues, you're not sure. You notice that in the rocks, there are little tiny scrawls and scratches and symbols that appear to, unlike anything else, not be worn down with age.
Can we read them?
Are you going to attempt to?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Give me some sort of knowledge
Education?
roll. Yeah. Yes, Oda! You walk up to it and you begin to look at it, and as you do, you recognize that these are ancient Sith scrawlings. And more importantly, as you begin to look at them, they slowly start to glow red. And then you notice the entire area around you begins to glow red. And in the distance, you see something that you did not expect at all. You see this. What? You see this. And that is where we will end for today.
No!
Oh, no.
No!
That's where I left my Knights of the Old Republic character last save game.
He's in there somewhere. Yeah.
Ah,
Yep.
That was fun.
yeah, it was great. That was a great episode.
Yeah.
We will see what happens.
I'm
Again,
really
like
glad
I
that
said.
it didn't end today.
Yeah, like I said, this is, I mean, everything you're doing now is like
Hey, question.
endgame stuff. So you
If
can
we
either
had,
live, die, save the day. Who knows what's going to happen? Next couple
If we
episodes are going to be wild.
Had failed to disarm that bomb, was that the end of the campaign?
Literally, I was talking with PR3 and I was like, or Bikeman, what am I doing? I was on with Bike before the show and I was like, all right, so how many turns should we give? 1, 2, 3. What do we do here? Because in the story, when he sees his master, he activates, right? And I was like, all right, we can't just blow everyone up
I
immediately. So
knew
what do you
it.
want to do? And Bike
That
was
is
like,
true.
3's fine. And then he saw all of you get all these light side points. It was like, Jesse, 2.
Seriously, you're OP.
I was like, nice.
That gave me so much anxiety, and it's the only role I succeeded at today.
I'm
not
so
bad.
happy that you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
You
great.
could have failed that one too. So count
Yeah.
your blessings.
I'm glad it's the only role that like if I was gonna get one, I'm glad it's that one.
I was very excited that because in this game you can just you can't just die, right? You can't just like be killed, but you can have to roll on the critical roll sheet. And I would love to know what I'm just gonna like real quick, just like for shits and giggles. I want to know what would have happened to each of your characters, just, real quick before we wrap up here. If that bomb would have gone off, what would have happened to Oda? Oda, your critical injury with an offset of, you would have been fine. You've been compromised.
What does that mean?
She used the force.
Yeah, the force would have saved you. You
She
would
got
have
a
been fine.
force shield.
Yeah, you would have been fine. That's crazy. That's a
I
great
would've
roll.
just kind of like, yeah, actually force shield is probably what happened.
You wouldn't. Yeah, you had plot armor. You would have been great. You have to make it to the end. PR3. What would happen to you?
I would have exploded, I would
I
think.
won't lie. I was ready to die. I was like, this is it.
At least it would have been together.
PR3 would. The bomb was in him. What is happening with these rolls? This is not even.
Oh, I mean, I think he would have exploded.
PR3
I think
would
PR3 and I
have
would have just
lived?
died, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I should
I
have.
think
You
I
know what?
would've
It's
been-
a good thing. I should have made it 100. It's a good thing that you didn't die because this
you
would have
made
been
the offset
comical.
60?
That's because 60 is very high.
The 60's my rifle. That's not a high for a bomb.
It
Yeah.
is. 60 is
Especially
very
if-
high.
If you are the bomb or you're the one disabling the bomb.
Everyone would have. See, this is the good thing though. I'm glad it didn't go off, or that would have been like, what a failure, Jesse. All right.
The city's destroyed, but somehow everyone in this room
somehow everyone
Maybe
lives.
is
critical
fine.
alone.
Hey,
Aw.
look, Dio would have been crippled, and that's what I was hoping for.
I would have, I would have had like no hand or something.
Yeah, damn.
But in
All
Star
right.
Wars, that's an easy fix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just like fixed you up. All right. Maybe Ulago will explode. Maybe this is the one. Maybe
Maybe-
because everyone
maybe
else got off
Ilago will
easy.
Die.
Yeah,
I'm ready
maybe
to die
everyone.
for you.
Nope, still crippled. Damn, I should have. Yeah, you're right. I should have made it higher. Well, it's a good thing.
Test it with 100.
Yeah, test it. I think 100 would have been more fair because it's a bomb.
Right, but 100 is like, you know what? Not bad. Limb
Yeah.
permanently lost. You're probably right. 100 because it goes to 150, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been more accurate for.
Let me see.
like-
All right, one more. So, all right, one more.
Determine
roll.
our destinies within 100. That's
Bleeding
more
out?
satisfying.
All right. So you're bleeding out. You basically what happens is you take one wound, one strain every turn till you eventually just die, or are healed. So that's like a good one, right? That would have been bad for you. Oda, if it's 100, Oda could. Oda would have died no matter what.
So
That would've
either,
been-
either I go scot-free or I die. Nothing
Yeah.
in between.
You would have died no matter what. There's no way we could have saved. See, that's
Zero,
all right.
0 or 100. That's where I
Yeah.
live. None of this.
But you would have
middle
had one
stuff.
more turn, and you could have forced you could have saved everyone else with a bubble and been a hero, which would have been
Yeah.
fun.
That'd be fine.
100 for PR3. I don't know how a droid
Bleeding
bleeds
out.
out, but you would have eventually died as well.
Oil, maybe.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I don't know the Star Wars oil-based economies. And Dio, here's the one that I really want to see happen.
No. Why do
It's
you want me
fine.
to die so bad?
It's like half of your name.
Die.
100.
Dio.
Complete absolute death.
Wow.
I
You
mean,
tried
if
so
a bomb
hard.
goes off and your hands are literally
Oh, I
5
agree.
millimeters from the city-destroying bomb, I don't really want to see how you live.
Well, that's why I was like, if this had come to a point where the bomb went off and I was right there, I probably would have asked Jesse to die because I'd be like, it doesn't make sense that I would live. Like,
Well-
a bomb that wipes out the city, I'm just like, no, this is fine. My hand.
You got that Mandalorian armor.
But
Yeah,
it's
you have
not
that armor.
even-
It
it's not
counts.
that good of armor. It's not Beskar.
It's not Beskar, no.
Yeah, it's not Beskar.
Yeah, I thought in my mind I was like 60. Oh, that's huge. Like that definitely can lead to. I guess I was wrong. My heart aches that. You know what? I'm thankful. I'm actually thankful you saved yourselves because that would have been embarrassing. I was like, and now you all die. No, actually, you just sprained your
I
ankle.
got hurt a little bit.
Yeah, like oh, cool.
Oda
Ouchie.
would
Right.
use the force to save herself, and then
Awkward.
yeah.
Oof.
we could
All right,
roll
well,
for
good.
Gaia.
It would have been a pretty awkward.
Yeah, that would have been like
bad.
the whole city's destroyed, but like you made it, so that's good.
You pivoted your hips and escaped the explosion.
Yeah.
You redirected the momentum of the.
There you
explosion.
go.
Use the momentum against it.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
I will admit, I
Um,
was pretty anxious because I was like, if I'm gonna fail, now's the time that I'm gonna fail. Like, I'm gonna roll despair.
You nailed it.
I just know
You both had great rolls. And
I
one of
know.
you tapped in the dark side, so that's great. I'm not saying that'll play against you in the future. I haven't been keeping track.
Well, at least we're
Wink.
still alive when it does.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of which, I can't wait for next week. That's going to be a blast. But let's go around the screen, find out what everyone's up to. Sam, what are you doing this week, dude?
Oh, God. What am I doing this week? Tomorrow I'm doing
fucking
a weird... God damn it. Thank you, Bike Man.
Yeah, no
tomorrow I'm doing a weird Minecraft adventure map thing. And then I think later in the week we're going to play some Rust RP. I got into Rocket League this week, which is fun. A little bit of everything. I'm trying to maintain the variety this year, so we're gonna be dabbling in lots of things. I recently went to a 2 PC setup, and I still don't know how to get my camera to work with vMix. So shout out to vMix and my brain.
All right, Anna, what's going on with you this week?
I'm super stoked to be back. Tomorrow we have Knights of Evening Star, which is on the D&D channel, so twitch.tv/D&D, and that's where I play a Circle of Wildfire druid named Agnes, who is now all canonical now that Tasha's Cauldron of Everything came out, so it's really fun to play. Hope to stop by. And then Extra Brain should be back on Friday, I think, which is our brainstorming talk show. Me and DJ Wheat take topics and questions from you and lend our brain power in hopes that we might help. So those are my 2 things going on this week.
Mike,
oh, and follow my dog on Instagram.
Oh, that's right. You should.
You
should.
Yes.
Mike, what's going on with you this week?
Oh God, I don't even know. I started playing Outward again. You ever try that?
No.
Oh, Outward's cool. It's like, God, how do you even describe that game? Did you ever play Gothic back in the day? Gothic 2?
Sure. Yeah.
Kind of like that sort of thing. It's really, really cool. It's got some neat game mechanics to it, and it's difficult. And probably play some co-op with some other streamers on that, maybe.
Very cool. Pocket, what are you up to?
Well, I'm putting together my chameleon cage. I'm decorating it.
It looks
Oh,
so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you can see a mess behind me. It's part of the backdrop I'm creating, and I've been taking time off because I don't know. I was in a funk this week, so I just was like, I'll do this. So my chameleon's actually back here.
Looks
and
badass.
then I can't wait to get it all done, honestly. But then I will be playing games. I don't know what. So yay! I might play Stardew still. I've been really chilling on Stardew. I like it.
How's your spooter?
My spider's great. He's up here too on that shelf, and he actually ate. He really liked the worm I gave him. Even came out and said hi. So
Wicked.
hasn't molted yet, so he's still just tiny, 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 and fuzzy. Oh, and I got a pet frog. You can see it on my Twitter. I
Really
have a
cute.
zoo.
That's a fact. Okay, well, that's it for us. This week, I'm literally just trying to edit together me being a little baby at the end of Final Fantasy 14. It was a great moment, and I'm going to put that video on the internet one day. So, cheers to that.
Hey,
But
it makes you feel better. I know at least 10 people that cried,
It got me.
including my wife.
It was, it's a beautiful moment. And then I was playing some Skaven with Octo, and I did the one where you have nukes, which is hilarious. So if you ever want to see a Total War campaign where a man just nukes everyone, it's good. But that's it really for me. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze! I don't have time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC! What are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
Yeah, now sing music.
Bring the strippers and booze! I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. You